Hi to you watching this video. So for this video, we're going to discuss about septic tank. Okay, septic tank not just in terms of estimating, but we will have to discuss quite some details, no? Because these details are not very much being discussed in civil engineering, but I believe that these parts are very much essential because it is interrelated with civil engineering works. Okay, so the sewage disposal system. So the sewage disposal is the process in which sewage is transported through cities and inhabited areas to sewage treatment plants, where it is then treated to remove contaminants to produce environmentally safe waste. So it is from residential, commercial, or industrial location, and it is being transported or being transferred uh, to treatment plants so that when it is being released into the environment, it will not cause so much harm. Okay? So, sewage disposal protects public health and prevents disease as well as water pollution from sewage contaminants. So, yeah. So, proper sewage disposal helps us protect ourselves and at the same time the environment. And it is also the getting rid of sewage and the effluent. So what is sewage? So sewage is mixture of liquid, feces, toilet paper, and food waste produced by people. The liquid in sewage includes urine and wastewater which comes from the toilet, the kitchen, bathroom, and laundry. But as much as possible, we want to avoid toilet paper from being flushed from water closet because it might cause clogging ng mga pipes. Okay? And what is effluent? So these are the remaining liquid of a sewage. If sewage is not disposed correctly, people may come into contact with it and get sick. So effluent, ito yung discharge natin after the treatment. Okay? So, yan. Ang influent, it is the input of water or the input of sewage. Effluent is the treated one. Next is types of sewage disposal. So this now after it is being treated for a private, for a residential building or residential house, it should be coming from the septic tank of that residential house before it will be released into the public sewer. Because right now we have the DAO. When we say DAO, it is the DENR, Department of Environmental and Natural Resources Administrative Order 2016-08. It is the water quality guidelines and general effluent standards. So doon sa memo na yon, sa administrative order na yan, minamandate yung mga future structures and actually pati yung mga existing na ayusin para mag-comply sa current standards, no? So, pag yung mga bahay, dapat dadaan yan sa septic tank bago i-discharge sa public sewer. Okay? So, the sanitary sewer. So, we have three kinds of sewer lines. So, first is the sanitary sewer. The system of underground pipes that carry sewage from bathrooms, sinks, kitchens, and other plumbing components to a wastewater treatment plant where it is filtered, treated, and discharge. Okay? So, yeah. So, ito yung sa ano natin, from the house going to our septic tank. But like what we have said from previews, dapat yung septic tank, it should not be a receiver of rainfall or runoff. Okay? Kasi mabilis na mapupuno yung septic tank natin, which is not the purpose of the septic tank. Number 2, we have the storm drain or the storm sewer. So the storm sewer dito of course, this one is our drainage from the rainfall. Okay, water from the rainfall. Actually, for public sewer and storm drain, nagko-combine na yan, dalawang yan. Naghahalo na silang dalawa papunta sa treatment plant ng city. Okay, so we have here manholes. So device of the storm sewer, which are masonry or reinforced concrete chambers constructed at suitable intervals for providing access into them. Okay, so ang purpose natin, to carry out inspection, cleaning, and removing obstruction of the sewer line. Kung meron mang bara or may kailangan linisin or may kailangan, for example, may mga nahulog doon, tapos it is very important, may report, yan. Ito, this will be our access. So they allow joining of sewers or changing the direction of sewer or alignment of sewer or both. They facilitate the laying of sewer line in convenient lengths. So yeah, like what we have said, it can be a combined sewer system. So nagko-combine yung water drain natin at saka yung sanitary sewer. So yeah, at some point magmi-meet sila. Then after which pupunta yan kung ito yung city natin, for example, this is the Central Business District or the CBD. Then we have here the residential. Yung discharge pupunta yan sa public sewer and sa public drain. Then pupunta yan sa ating wastewater treatment plant. Then after it is being treated, i-discharge na yan sa nearest receiving body of water. Normally it is river. Okay, so may classification din yan. That's why it is very important na yung dini-discharge natin na water will be treated so as not to pollute the existing river. Okay? So, types of sewage disposal system. So, the septic tank, it was patented in London around 1990. So, it is a tank in which wastewater matter is decomposed through bacterial action. So, it is organic, no? Or not organic, yeah. Bacterial decomposition. So, a tank, yeah. The modern septic tank is a watertight box usually made of precast concrete blocks, or reinforced concrete or reinforced fiberglass. Okay? But hindi lang yan yung mga materials natin. Meron din may mga PVC na rin ngayon. Yan, ginagamit yan. Special type. Then, the septic tank design. A household septic tank usually consists of two round concrete tanks which lead placed close to each other. That was before. But right now, ang septic tank natin is no longer consisting of two chambers only, where you have the digestion chamber and you have the leaching chamber. When we say digestion chamber, dito papasok yung sewage natin. Okay? Wherein, yung sludge natin or yung solid particles natin will anong tawag natin doon? Lulubog siya dito sa ilalim. Then, ang magpo-proceed lang to the leaching chamber would be the liquid. And yung liquid lang yung ating i-discharge papunta sa public sewer. Okay? Because according to the DAO, Department Administrative Order, or the DNR Administrative Order 2016-08, ang septic tank natin should no longer be consisting of two chambers only. So it should be consisting of three chambers. So you have here the digestion chamber, you have here part o yung iba tinaterm nila to as digestion, yung iba naman leaching chamber, but the function of which is an additional treatment. So yung mga hindi nasala dito, mas masasala dito, mas masasala dito. And actually it also functions as a leaching chamber. Etong additional natin na fourth chamber, that is functioning as a leaching chamber. Okay? So to show you ito. So pagpasok ng influent natin dito, ito sa pipe natin, yan. Dito yung sludge natin mag-settle down, that's the right term. It will settle down at the bottom of the digestion chamber, pero may mga particles na hindi nagse-settle down, papasok dito sa second chamber. Sa second chamber, may mga nagsisettle down hanggang konti na lang yung ma-discharge na konti na lang or halos wala nang ma-discharge na solid materials or solid particles, which is sludge. So, dito, nagli-leach na yung ating, pinapakawalan na natin or dinidischarge na natin yung water. So, meron din tayong gravel bedding dito. So, this third here is a leaching chamber. This is also a leaching chamber. So, yeah, i-discharge natin dito yung water. So, if walang public sewer, pag hindi yan naka-connect sa public sewer, ang ginagawa nila is that lalagyan dito ng sand, then lalagyan ng gravel para na-filter pa rin. Na-filter pa rin yung nadi-discharge. So, walang hindi masyadong harmful pag nadi-discharge. But of course, that is when you discharge sewage, may amoy at may amoy yan. That's why it should be connected to public sewers. So it will be treated properly. Okay? So, yung dimension na yan, kino-compute yan ng sanitary engineers. Okay? So, but don't worry, we have standards naman for that. So, just a trivia, if you will be monitoring a construction of septic tank in the future, make sure na yung pagkakasunod-sunod ng pipe ng pipe natin, from chamber to chamber, is that yung gitna nitong first pipe natin or yung inlet pipe, yun dapat yung top ng susunod na pipe. Okay? Now, yung gitna nitong ng second pipe would be the top elevation of the third pipe. The center of the third pipe should be the top of the fourth pipe. And so on. So that hindi tayo magkakaroon ng backflow. So, tuloy-tuloy yung paglabas ng ating water and hindi tayo magkakaroon ng clogging. Okay? So, pababa ng pababa yung ating elevation. So, that is to ensure that the effluent, there will be an effluent or there will be a flow of water from left to right. Okay? So, going back to the PowerPoint, so that is our chamber or septic tank. So the construction of a septic tank, so ito na yung estimation parts. So if it is a reinforced concrete, yung reinforced concrete natin would be from the bottom slab and the top slab. Ito. So yung flooring natin at saka yung ating cover. So these are made of concrete, reinforced concrete. Okay? Kasi kadalasan ang ginagamit natin for the walls would be concrete hollow blocks or CHP. Then it will be plastered on all sides sa loob lang kadalasan. Kasi sa labas matatakpan din naman yan ng buhangin. But for the inside, it should be plastered, fine plastered. Okay? Then pero may mga gumagawa na hindi fine. Ang ginagawa nila is rough plastering lang. But it is better if it would be fine, no? Okay. Then prefabricated asbestos, we no longer use this are old material. We no longer use asbestos because it is carcinogenic. When we say carcinogenic, it can cause cancer. Okay, another material would be thin metal and plastic. And the next is plastered concrete hollow blocks. So these are the materials that we need to estimate. But of course, since it is reinforced, meron niyang bakal. Okay? Kailangan pa rin ng bakal. Not just for the concrete, for the top and the bottom slab, but for the reinforcement for your CHB. Dapat meron din niyang vertical and horizontal reinforcement. Okay? Now, the location features of septic tank. This one is very important. Itong part na to medyo na-oversee ng mga nagde-design, gumagawa, nagsasign ng septic tank, but it should be carefully followed. So the location or the features of septic tank should be, number 1, should be located not less than 15 meters away from potable water source. So if meron tayong source ng potable water na iinom na tubig, hindi dapat bababa sa 15 meters yung distansya. Okay? Kasi it might contaminate. Pag nagkaroon ng leakage, yung septic tank, it might contaminate your potable water and that will cause disease. Number 2, when there is public sewer pipe, septic tanks are not allowed. But like what I've said, according to the DAO, dapat meron ng septic tank before siya i-discharge sa public sewer pipe. Okay? Even SLU, hindi pa problema ng main building ng hindi siya actually problem, no? Because SLU is connected to public sewer. But there might come a time in the future na hahanapan or i-require si SLU na magkaroon ng treatment plant. Okay, bago i-discharge sa public sewer. Okay? Yan. Number 2, no septic tanks should be installed under a house. Yes, bawal yung septic tank nasa ilalim. But the problem here in the Philippines is since maliliit yung mga lots, like lalo na yung mga hindi na planong mga bahay or hindi nagkaroon ng proper planning yung location. What do we call that? Master plan. Walang master plan yung location. Tapos maliliit yung subdivision ng mga lots. Ang ginagawa nila, nilalagay nila sa ilalim. Now take note, ang paglinis natin ng septic tank is 5 to 10 years. Within 5 to 10 years, dapat every 5 to 10 years nalilinisan yung septic tank. Okay? So pinapasipsip natin yung sludge para hindi mapuno. Okay? Now, if nasa ilalim yan ng bahay mo, ang mangyayari, magbabakbak ka ng slab, magbabakbak ka ng tiles, maghuhukay ka ng lupa, saka may papasipsip. Now, paano pag nagkaroon ng sa process, along the process, 'di ba? Tumutulo, diyan na amoy mo, magkaklag sa bahay mo yung amoy, and that is awful. That's why it should not be installed under a house. Okay? Even yung mga buildings, it should not be constructed inside the building. Okay? Number 4, it should not be located close or near to windows or doors. Okay? Like what I've said, hindi dapat yan no close or near kasi it will cause, pag nagkaroon ng leakage, though nilalagyan naman natin yan ng sealant, no? But just to avoid, okay, or just to mitigate things, it should not be located near. Then distance 2 meters from the outside wall of the building it will serve. Now this is one of the large problem in terms of septic tanks for housing and even for buildings kasi hindi nasusunod ito. Ang question is paano na-approve yung mga building permits? Meron yung mga building permits na na-approve na nasa loob yung septic tank. So if you are the designer or you are the quantity surveyor, please put all of this into consideration. Okay? Now the general conditions in constructing a septic tank. I would just want to give you a fair advice. You can, if you know how to design a septic tank, you can do so, but you should not sign a plan for septic tank. It is only a sanitary engineer who can do so. Kasi pag ginawa mo yan, pinirmahan mo yan for public documents, you can be sued. Okay? Because under the law, it is only the sanitary engineer who can sign and seal a septic tank plan. Okay? So the minimum inside dimension is 0.9 by 150. Okay? Papakita natin yon. No, not this one. Okay? So, yung inside dimension natin, if I am to look that on the top view, eto, the minimum dimension, inside dimension, this is 0.9 meters, and this is 1.5 5 meters. Now, the minimum height of the water inside, water lang to ha, the minimum height of the water inside should be 1.2. Okay? 1.2 yan. Now, meron din tayong tinatawag na butterboard. The butterboard should be 0.3 meter from the center of the pipe from the inlet of water. Okay? So, ito yung inlet natin. So, from the center to the top, that is 0.3 for the butterboard. Okay? So, yan. A minimum 1 centimeter depth of liquid content is necessary. But you can exceed that if the computation states so. Okay? The inlet and outlet inverts of the septic tank shall belong turn sanitarity which are installed into the wall of the tank at least 120 centimeter from its bottom floor, equally spaced from both sides. So, yun yung pinakita natin kanina. Pero dito kasi sa lumabas na computation ko, hindi lang 1.2 yung minimum, yung kailangan natin na depth ng water. It is 1.5. Okay? Yan. Then, the invert is extended down from the liquid to the top tank, not more than 30 centimeter. Then, the bottom of the digestion chamber should be sloped to 1 point. Okay? Bakit kailangan slope yung digestion chamber natin? Para that is also in consideration to the velocity of the scouting velocity of the water, and at the same time that will help in the settling of the solids. Okay? Tutulong siya sa settling ng solids natin dito. So dapat na sloping. Okay? Up to 8%. 8% would be the highest slope. So actually, ang ginagamit natin is 8% for the slope. Okay? Yan. Then, it should be provided with a manhole for access. Then, it to be constructed near the surface of the ground. Para pag napuno na, kailangan mo nang ipahukay, madaling hukayin. So, hindi dapat lubog sa ground. So, accessible yung manhole natin. Then, if to be used for large plumbing installation, they should be provided with suspended compartments attached to the ceiling slab of the tank. So, for a family of 6 person, this is just to give you idea. The minimum capacity of tank should be 1.3 cubic meter with a size of 0.9 by 1.5 by 1.2. By the way, this is a standard minimum dimension. So, a very large tank is not advisable kasi nagsasayang ka ng resources if that would be the case. No? For minimum, for residential installation, minimum tank capacity 5 to 6 cubic feet per person. Okay? Then, per person naman to, yan. For residential, it is 0.14 to 7.17 cubic meter per person yung kailangan niyang space for the septic tank. So, kung ilan yung tao sa residential line, i-multiply mo, then that would be your space, or that would be the volume of the capacity of your septic tank. Now, for small residential house, ito, not more than 2 cubic meter per person. Then, for schools and establishment, yan. So, not less than 0.057 and not greater than 0.86. Bakit mas maliit? Take note, hindi naman dyan nakatira yung tao. Okay? Na-occupy lang yan during quite some time, no? From, let's say, pag school 7:30 to 5. And hindi naman lagi nagbabawas, hindi naman lagi umiihi. Okay? Yung mga tao. So, hindi ganun kalaki yung kailangan nating volume for a person. And septic tank should be pumped out every 5 years or to keep disposal system working properly. So 5 to 10 years, but it is advisable if it would be 5 years, no? However, this may need to be done more often. For example, if they overflow or become clogged. Okay? So, yun lang naman yung mga reminders that I want you to keep in mind when estimating and considering septic tank. Okay? So, I repeat, yung materials na kailangan natin, this would be concrete, reinforcing steel bar or RSB. Then we have the CHB and mortar. So yun yung mga kailangan, and sealant na rin, no? Yun yung mga kailangan natin consider when estimating for septic tank.